Hello and welcome to my tutorial. In this particular tutorial I'm gonna show you how to achieve a fantasy look to your portraits. So remember that you don't have to follow exactly my way of doing it. You can always add your knowledge to it. This is my way of doing it using Photoshop, stock images, blending options, and many more. Just follow this tutorial. Okay, I'm starting out with this beautiful stock image, and since it's a fantasy artwork, I'm just gonna go ahead and edit anything I think it looks off, and I'm gonna start with the eyes because, you know, this is the way face is constructed. We all have a bigger eye and the smaller eye, and one of the eye is higher and the other is lower, and in this case this is the big one and this is the small one, and I actually like this one, so I'm just gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna make a selection, right click, layer via copy, edit, transform, and flip horizontal like this. I'm gonna zoom out and see exactly where it should fall. I'm just gonna decrease the opacity to see where the other eye is, you know, so I have a guidance here. It would be something like this. Let's zoom out and see. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and erase with a soft brush around it. Make sure everything blends. Don't worry if you have something like this because it's gonna be fixed. Okay. But because, you know, the original eye behind is a little higher, I'm just gonna drag this down to make it look even, like this. And here you go. Now, because I don't want to look like it's flipped, I'm just gonna put this reflection here and just make sure I get rid of this one. I think we can actually put the reflection here because that's how the light falls. So yeah, let's get rid of this one too. I'm using the healing brush tool to do this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clone stamp this one from here to here. Oh, here. Which, as I said, makes it look more natural and it doesn't look like, you know, the eye is taken from here and flipped. Okay, now if you look carefully, you're gonna see that this side of the face has more hair on than this one. And I kind of like this side because you can see her facial structure, so I'm just gonna go ahead and actually flip that. Let's rename this layer eye. Okay. Duplicate the background, merge it on it, you know, so we have the image as a whole. And now basically what are we going to do is this. We're gonna go ahead and make a selection here like this, right click, copy, and just flip it. It's not gonna stay like this, don't worry. The first thing we are going to do is erase this side from here where it supposedly should blend. And now, as we did with the eye, I'm gonna decrease the opacity to have a little guidance from behind of the image to see exactly what it should. This is too light, and so let's go ahead and darken it. Make a selection here and make selection here. Make sure you feather around 18 and just darken this down like this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up because I don't like this hair flying all over. I'm not gonna go light here because it's the top part of the head, which not even naturally wouldn't look really highlighted. This is a very dark point, so the only thing we're going to do here is add some highlights that will come from behind. But this part and this part naturally go very light, so this is what we did, and I think this looks good. Okay, my next step will be building some sort of color for this lady, since my main inspiration was the stepmother from the Snow White movie that was released last year. And yeah, that's kind of the look I want to achieve with this dark fantasy artwork. Not 100%, you know, she's just like this small inspiration point. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this set of wings and drag it over here. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to trace the line of her lips. Okay, set the blending mode to saturation and you'll see why we did this. Let's name it eye makeup. And duplicate this layer. Edit, transform, flip it so we can put it on this eye. And for an easier guide, just put back this so we can see where exactly it fits. I think this is it. You'll see the reason why I chose to put it on saturation. And now set this blending mode to soft light. You can go over it as much as you'd like. I think this is enough for this particular image. If we paint this properly. But because I want to add even more depth, I'm gonna go ahead and merge this down and redo the light and shadow thing. Use a soft round brush tool and put some strong lights here. Put it on overlay like this, and also here. So for now we have this, which looks much more interesting and much more beautiful. And since we put lights For now, let's put some darks too and add some more. Let's use this to add some lights here too, some shiny lights. I'm working on the same layer as the eye highlights. Okay, and here. Okay, most of the image is done. Basically, anything you want to add from here is your personal choice, and it's up to your personal taste to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to darken these dots here. I want them to stand out. So for this, I'm creating a new layer, choosing a soft round brush tool. Set the opacity really low so we can build it up. You know, I don't want to have it harsh. I want to build it up. Have the transfer clicked, set the layer to soft light, and just start adding some depth to these small dots here, because they are really pretty and I don't want them to be lost. I'm also going to add some blacks over this to make it darker. Use the same brush with the same settings. It's where I feel it should be more dark. I'm also going to fix this here because it looks off. I'm basically painting it back. What I'm fixing here is the margins of the skin that might look harsh because of the cropping. I'm basically painting an outline using colors from the skin. And now make sure you fix anything that was left behind previously. Okay, basically this is it. Anything else you want to add is your personal choice. You can still add, I don't know, maybe a necklace, maybe something around her. This is totally up to you. These were the basics showing you how to create a fantasy portrait image. This is my outcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.